Hi everyone. Welcome to Art with Carol. I think we're on lesson 4. And today what I have for you, we're going to do some more op art. So look at this. Remember last week we talked about op art being an optical illusion. And so I have an optical illusion here. It looks like this ball is a sphere and it's coming right up out of the table. It's not difficult to do, and we're going to work on that today. What you will need to do this is a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. You will need a bowl. You need some kind of a round object that you'll be able to trace, like this. And you can use, I'm just using my singing bowl. You could use a cereal bowl, or if you want to go even smaller, you could use a glass if you wanted to, and just turn it upside down just to trace around. But a bowl or a plate, a small plate like a sandwich plate would work. So first thing we're going to do is just draw a circle around that. I forgot to tell you, the other things you're going to need are just choose a color. I'm going to use black, so it's just going to be a black pencil crayon, and I'm going to use a black Sharpie as well to outline things. You could use red or purple, whatever color you want to use. And you could even do, mine is black and white, so yours could be yellow and purple if you wanted it to be. So you could mix any two colors together. I just kind of like the technique of black and white. So we're going to go with black, and I'm going to go with black and white. So I also realize I need a Sharpie. So I'm going to go get that. And you guys, you can tell that I have rigged something up. I am now got two hands. I'm not taping it down. And I've got a little bit of a thing rigged up here. So hopefully this works and you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So drawing a circle first around, just trace around whatever object you're using. I'm using my singing bowl. It doesn't have to be this big. Could be a little sandwich plate, whatever you want to use. And then you're outlining it with the black marker if black is the color that you're choosing. So every time I say this, you can change it to whatever you want. Also, you could use crayons, or you can use paints for this. I just really am liking using pencil crayons. It's easy, and I think most of us have them. I've got 3 here because I don't want to have to get up in case one breaks on me during the video. So first thing you're doing is making your circle. Once you have that done, then we're going to just sort of eyeball it and cut it in half, and then cut it in half the other way. So now we have 4 wedges. Okay. All right. Now, once we've done that, we're going to do some more dividing. So I'm going to bring a line down around like this, and a line down around like this. So I'm dividing it up kind of like longitude lines, and another one like this. So now I've divided one side into 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. They're not really even. They're not perfect, but it's not going to matter when you get it done. So after you have those 4 done, then you're going to do the same to the other side. So I'm going to flip it so I can look at that as I do it. I'm going to make a circle that's kind of close to the outside edge and around. And then we got to make our second one here. Just trying to space them. Don't stress if you don't get it exact. Like, see this one, this is a little lumpy out here. It's all right. And I'm doing it in my marker. If you feel better doing it in pencil first and then going over it with your marker, you can do that. And then last one right here. So then when I'm done, they've all met at the top and they've all met at the bottom. And now, I don't want you to be confused. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? You've got 8 slices. All right, now we're going to turn our paper this way, sideways, so we're going back and forth, landscape. And I have my line down here, same as I did the other way. I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm making like a checker pattern. I'm starting up here, and I'm going to go around like this, and around like this, and around like this. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I did 3 lines to make 4 divisions. So I'm making like a checkerboard on here, but I'm making it 1, 2 with curved lines instead of straight. Okay? Now you can see it's starting to look more like a 3D object. All right, so if you want to stop the video and practice that, you can just go back over that, would be fine. Okay, now we're going to go on from here, and I'm going to switch to my pencil crayon. And what I'm going to do now is I want to make a checkerboard pattern. So I'm going to color this outside one right here. I'm going to color that black. It's a really thin, long one, right? So since I colored that black, this side, that same skinny, long one, is going to be white, okay? But instead, I'm going to color this bottom one black. Coloring it right in. And then this one is going to be white. So now when you're coloring the try and make it like a checkerboard, the main thing you want is not to have sides touching that are the same color. So you can see this is black, so that's going to be white. So this is going to be black. Okay, so now I'm going to color this in black. And if you make a mistake and you color the wrong one in, if you're using pencil crayons, sometimes you can erase it. If you can't erase it, just don't stress about it, okay? Now look up here, I've got a little one, and it's, whenever you're going to color a square, you should look and see if the points meet. If the points meet, then you can color it. See, and that point meets to that point. So then I wouldn't color this one because, look, that's the whole side. So we don't want the whole side. We don't want it to look big, but here's a point here, and so it meets with this one, so let's color this one. We're going to color that in nicely. Then I see my point leads down to this one, so we'll color this one. Let's do that. And now I see that should have been more even there, but let's color this one. So I've got a white one, a black, then white, then black again. There we go. Then let's color this little one black if you have a little one there. You might not. All right. If we stick close to the ones we've just done, it'll help us know which ones to do next. So that one leads to this one, and that leads to this one. So we're going to color this one in a checkerboard pattern. You can see, remember with op art, the thing is that as you get closer to the middle, it gets hot, it gets supposed to be popping out at you. My squares are bigger because it's like it's pushing up through the floor of the fabric or the table. Okay, and look, so I've done this one, that connects to this one. Okay, now you can just keep going. I can see that this one connects to this one, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do leave the outside one white, but this is a really long one here. These look really thin because it's like they're being pushed up through to give it that 3D look. And that one was black, so I know this one's going to stay white. Then this point here and this point here lead me to this one here. So the most challenging thing is to set your pattern like this. So if you're having trouble with that and it's really bugging you, then what you could do is color them really lightly with a pencil, and then you can erase it easily if you need to. So I see this is leading into here and that's leading into there. So I'm going to color this. And these are the center ones that are getting larger. There we go. So I'm going to make that a little lighter. And remember what we did last week? We kind of went darker on the edges. I'm doing that so that it looks like, just on one side, so it looks like the light is coming up through. So now I've done these two, so I know I'm going to do this one, because remember, we're trying to be like a checkerboard. So let's color this one. There we go. Just stop the video as you need to. And remember, when we're filling this in, we want to be sure, we don't want to be scribbling every which way. I'm trying to keep going the same way as much as I can. Okay. Then, if we're keeping a checkerboard, I'm not going to do a black one here because that's a black one there. But I'm going to do it here. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to turn this. Help me color that a little bit better. Try to make all your coloring marks go the same way. Okay. So if we go like through here and here, and I'm going this way and that way, it looks more scribbly. So you want it to look as even as possible. All right. So I don't do one here, but I do this one here. And the fun thing about black and white is it's such a contrast that it really does get your eye going, whoa, what's going on here, when the whole picture's done. And it doesn't feel like it at first, but it will. Okay, so here's a point here. I can do this one in black. There we go. I'm excited to see what colors you all choose. And if you choose to use two colors or just one. Okay, so let's see. I'm leaving that white, but I'm going to color this one black because it's pointed here and it's the points are matching here and here. I'm going to do that. Then that just keeps leading me. I'm not doing this one because it's right beside it, right? I'm going to do this one instead. There we go. All right, you see where we go next? This one leads over to this one. So let's do that. And my pencil crayon is getting dull here. That's why I see I sharpened 3 because I knew I was going to need a lot. Okay, where do we go next? That can lead to here. So let's do that. And I want to hear from you guys if you're finding these art lessons fun, or if they're a little bit too complicated for you, let me know. And I'll try to post several levels. And I'm going to go over here. If that would be easier. I've got so much, some of the op art. I'm just trying to find a way to make the op art so that everybody could do it as simply as possible. Okay, look, I've got too much white in here. So I can see that is leading to this. So I'm just going to do this one. And then I can do this one. And then I think that I'm done this part. Does it look like it? Yep. So I'm going to use it turned up and down. You can keep your paper going this way, or you can turn it up and down. That's totally up to you. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is we've got to do the background. So I'm going to show you the picture again. See how the squares, I've made them a fairly good size, and this is going to be easier to color like a checkerboard pattern. But when you are coming down to make your lines, and you can use a ruler or not, I didn't bother, then when your circle, your ball is in the way, you just stop your line and pick it up at the next point, okay? So that the circle is always going to be in front of all of your lines. And we want to have decent, we don't want to make the squares too small, because if we do, it's going to be too hard to get all that colored. So I'm just going to come straight down. See, my ball got in the way. That's okay. There we go. And I'm going to make another line. I'm using my marker for this. You can use a pencil first if you want to, in case you don't like your lines. I'm just trying to make even lines coming all the way down, and I'm stopping at the ball. And then picking up again. See, the ball is there. I'm going to come down and try to be the same width apart. Right? And then keep going. Try to be, oh, I made that one a little bit bent. That's okay. Here we come. Again. So this is going to be our checkerboard at the back. There, coming down like this. Another one. So you're just trying to keep them as spaced evenly as you can. Looks like it's maybe, with my hands, there may be a finger space apart. There. See that? Okay. Let's keep going. You don't want them to be too small, or you're going to have like a ton of squares that you're going to have to color. And one more here. And look at this one's not even, the ball's not in the way of it at all. All right, now I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to turn those lines into checkerboard. So I'm just going to go down this way. This is a little bit easier and quicker. There we go. This one's going to be, the ball's going to be in the way. Good. And then the ball's going to be in the way here. There we go. Just checking to make sure you can see that really well. There. And keep going, just following with the pattern. Coming down the other end. So you can just do this with your hand. You can actually drag it, pretend you're drawing it, and then you come out down here so you know that's where it is that you're supposed to finish it at. Okay, so again, follow through, come down here. And follow through and come down here. Okay, almost done. You see, I'm hoping that you find this is easier than you thought it was going to be. But stop the video as much as you need to. There we go. There's my lines. Okay, so you can see I did not use a ruler, and I have some wonky lines. It's not going to matter. The effect is still going to be there. So now what I want to do, I'm going to turn it sideways again just because I think you'll be able to see it better. I'm going to start up here in this corner, the very top corner, and I'm going to color that black in my case. And look, I've already broken my pencil a little bit. It was too sharp. It's hard to color with color pencils if they're too sharp. Okay, so now you know how to do a checkerboard. So I'm going to color that's black. Excuse me. So that one's going to be white. This one's going to be black. This one's white. This one's black. If you're afraid you might make a mistake because your mind wanders or something, you could do this. You could go white, black, white, black, white, black, white, black. And then you could go back and color them in. And then you know you're coloring in the ones that you already marked. Okay. So when you have your whole checkerboard done, then we're going to go on to the next step. But just before I do that, and you're going to turn the video off to finish, just remember that when you get down here, sometimes you're only going to be coloring a little corner of a square, right? And that's okay. So go ahead and stop the video and color all your checkerboard. And then I'm using mine this way. Come on back and I will show you the last thing we have to do. Okay, so if you have got all your squares colored in, now we kind of want to make this look like the light is shining down on it. And so there's going to be some shadow around this side. So that's going to make it look more 3D. If you just go around, I use the side of my pencil crayon and just start at this top point and just go down one side, pretty dark, down to the bottom point. And then you can go a little bit less darker, out a little bit more. You want it to be pretty pronounced, pretty strong that this is a shadow. Okay, and using the side of your pencil again is helpful, of your pencil crayon. Then it gets even lighter. It starts dark and gets lighter and lighter. So then I'm just using a pencil to kind of fill in that last little bit, because a pencil is light gray, so it's not going to look as dark. And it's just going to give it that look. There. And then I'm going to just go over it with my finger like this. If you have a stump that you've seen us use in school, you could use that. There we go. That is it. That's our 3D op art ball. Now you're going to want to put your name down in the corner here. Carol. Take a picture of your op art and send it to me, and I will post them all on Friday. And if you are having a hard time with this, if this was too hard for you, get your mom or dad to let me know, and we will see if we can adjust it for some of you. All right, you guys, have a great day. See you later. Try and turn it off.